Hi, it's Devanaika from Retirement Wellness SA. Almost every day I have a query from someone asking me about tax. And usually it's how do I start to save on tax? Or worse, why am I paying so much on tax? Because then in that case, sometimes we can't recover it. Now, what's interesting that I want to share with you today is there's only one reason that you're paying more tax than you should. So if right now you have this feeling that, hey, why is my tax higher than my friends? Or why is my tax higher than my colleagues? Or my brother or my sister? Or just why are you paying more tax than you should be paying? Or perhaps you at the doorstep of retirement and now you've got this fear within you, concerned about how much tax you're going to pay on this money that you've accumulated over all these years. And the danger behind this is the more tax that you lose, so the more tax that you pay, the less money you're going to have for yourself. So the more tax you pay, the less money you're going to have for yourself. And that could impact you for your retirement, meaning you could run out of capital. And then what do? Because now you've maintained independence for all this while. So who do you turn to having maintained independence? It could mean that you could reach a stage where at the end of the term, you're expecting to have enough money for your child's tertiary studies, but the tax ate away from that. So it's not actually what you expected it to be. And then what do you do in that case? So today we're going to have a look at the only reason that you pay more tax than you should. I'm going to change this onto an iPad. I'm going to guide you along the way from there. Perfect. So the only reason people pay more tax than they should. Now, I want to draw a timeline for you, and in my example, I'm going to use the example of a retiree. So I'm going to assume that this is an individual who is about to retire, and in your case, you're going to change this to your specific set of circumstances. So for me, I'm saying I've got an individual right now who is, let's say, aged 59, so 59 years old, going to retire at 60, and let's say in between the window period here, I'll call it 12 months. 12 months. So there's 12 months before this person retires. So from here to here, we've got a whole 12 months. The question I want to ask you is, when do you start doing tax planning? So if right now your focus is not paying tax, or how do I pay less tax? My question to you is, when do you start that planning? So if you are this individual, 59 years old, going to retire at 60, and you've got 12 months, do you wait until you are 60 and then start doing tax planning? What would happen if you do that? If you think about it, at 60, there's not much choice. Usually at that point in time, you're going to be in a hurry. This individual's rushing to get their retirement planning done. There's not much time going to be spent on the details. See? And this is where it's dangerous. This is where you could end up paying a lot more tax than what you should be paying. So I want to change this slightly and use an example of you wanting to lose weight. So let's say your goal is to lose weight. What are the steps that you can take in order to lose weight? The first thing is you could sign up for a gym contract. If you want to take this a step further, you can get a fitness coach. If you want to take this a step further, you can have a diet plan. You can even have someone who's preparing the meals for you. But these are the steps that you have to take. And there's also some action that you have to take, meaning you're going to have to actually do the exercise and you're going to actually have to eat those meals. When you do that, that's what's going to result in you losing the weight and enjoying a healthier lifestyle. So the same when it comes to your financial planning, especially on your tax planning. So if you look at what's taking place here, you need to start making sure that you're taking some action toward it. Maybe right now, the tax guide is too intense for you, so you don't want to get into the details of the tax guide. And I'm not saying that you have to. So remember, if you want to learn how to exercise or to lose weight, you're not going to study textbooks and go onto Google and search, for all of these volumes and volumes of information on how to lose weight and how to exercise. Your shortcut there could be getting a coach. So if you get a fitness coach, that personal trainer is going to help you that individual already has the knowledge and then can guide you and accelerate your progress. So the same here. When you're doing your financial planning or your tax planning, it doesn't mean that you've got to learn the Income Tax Act. But what it does mean is you now need to get a specialist. You need to get a personal coach or a fitness coach or a personal trainer, and let's say a financial planner or financial advisor, but somebody who specializes in tax planning. And if you can do that, that's your shortcut. So that's your shortcut to making sure that you can maximize the 12-month period. Now, there might be a part of you concerned. If you get a financial planner or somebody who's specializing in tax planning, isn't this going to be expensive? And usually we might have the same thing if we are thinking about a personal trainer. What I want you to start thinking about is the value at the end. So let's assume right now you don't have a specialist. I'm going to use me as an example. There's an individual who now is 60 and needs some help with tax planning. So if this was you, how much of tax would you be paying without getting specialist service? So just reflect on it. How much of tax would you be paying? Now imagine how less your tax would be if there were ways in which we could reduce it. So if you had someone helping you to do your tax planning, and you could reduce your tax. So if your tax was there and it could be brought to a much lower level, imagine you're saving. Now that can only take place inside of this window period here, meaning it can only happen inside of the 12 months. So you've got to make sure that this gets done properly, and tax planning needs to be started as early as possible. It can't happen when you are 60. It needs to happen as soon as you know that this is something that's taking place, this is a change in your circumstance, or this is what you want to start working on, then you'd want to gain access to some kind of specialist to help you along the way. Now, the secret that I want to share with you is in all of the cases that I've helped clients save on tax, the amount of money that they've saved was more than enough to cover whatever my professional fees were, plus give them a profit. So I'm going to say that again, whatever they have saved in tax. So imagine they saved, or let me ask you the question rather. Assume that you are about to retire and your taxes work out to $500,000. Would you be willing to pay $50,000 or $100,000 to someone to help you with the taxes in order to reduce it? So if they could show you how to get your $500,000 to be $100,000 or even zero, would you be willing to pay $50,000 or $100,000 for that? Of course you would, because that's the value. If you didn't have that, you're going to end up paying $500,000. Now, the only way you can do this is by having the tax planning done upfront. So again, as a reminder, a lot of people make this mistake. They leave tax planning for the end. So if right now you're feeling that you're paying more tax than you should, it's just that you haven't done the planning. It means that you're sort of failing to plan. And the correct way to approach this is to start your planning from now, so that you can get into some kind of system, you can get the pattern, you can learn the techniques that you need to in order to pay less tax. Now, I'm eager to hear how this has helped you and how this has inspired you to take some sort of action. So please comment below and share with me.